Welcome to another episode of Game Changers. Today I'm delighted to have Jordan Green as my guest, who is the founder and president of the Melbourne Angels based in Melbourne, Australia. Jordan visits the U.S. on a regular basis. He's a very active international participant in all the platforms and forums, extremely well known. And today he's going to share with us some information about what's taking place in the developments of entrepreneurship and the angel investment community in Melbourne, Australia. Jordan, welcome to the show. Delightful to see you again. We've known each other for a few years now. I guess you're here for about a week now, and I'd love to catch up on what's taking place now in Melbourne with the Angel Group.
Thanks, Jim. It's a pleasure to be here. So Melbourne Angels is the original angel group in Melbourne. We do have another angel group there now, which is Australia's first women angel group, modelled on the Golden Seeds here in the US. But Melbourne Angels is going strong. We have sitting here today, we have 51 members, and we're doing about 10 transactions a year. And we're increasingly doing those, not only syndicating them with angel groups around the country, but with angel groups overseas in New Zealand, in the United States, and hopefully soon in Asia. We're working on our first transaction, I hope, with Mumbai Angels in India.
I see. And what about New Zealand and China? Are those natural partners already?
So we already have a number of deals with New Zealand, and both deals where we've invested in New Zealand companies and where they've invested in Australian companies. China, not yet. We've looked at a few deals out of China, but it's a little bit harder. The structure in China is not really the same as it is in the Western structures. So we're still exploring how to make that work. Mm-hmm. But that said, one of our portfolio companies, which is syndicated in Australia, its entire execution is in China. So the entrepreneurs are based in Shanghai, and we did pick up one local investor in that deal, but again, he's an expat. So I don't know if I really call him a Chinese investor.
I assume you have Chinese nationals running that company in China?
No, we have Australian nationals running the company, and that's one of the things we're working on, because you have to have people who are fluent in the culture, not just the language, but the culture. And we're starting to run up against that. The young woman who runs the company understood that, and she's done a great job so far, but she's starting to realise that she needs to have fully local people working with her to execute.
We were in China for about 10 days, and we did a number of shows there, and we came to understand this unique situation that, by and large, a Chinese national needs to be in charge of the company. There's all types of workarounds because China, being such a large marketplace, is attracting entrepreneurs from the world, from all over the world, and they're finding kind of a name, a placeholder, if you will, that will be the president or CEO of record for the Chinese government, but the company's really run by other people. They're going to have to work through that little process over the next few years, I believe.
Yeah, it's very complex compared to what we're used to. So this company, we've had to set up a WOFE, a wholly owned foreign enterprise. When you set up a WOFE, you have to nominate a physical office. You have to have a committed level of capital that you declare and has to be in the bank before you're allowed to operate the company. So it's not like in our countries where you can set up a $2 company to start. You have to actually put a substantial amount of money down. And that's understandable. That's the government making sure that foreign enterprise is making a reasonable commitment to the country and not trying to take advantage.
There's a couple of things I want to talk to you about, but you've got me so interested in this particular topic, I have to pursue this a little bit more. And I have to ask you, that's a bit of work, the WOFE, setting it up, a lot of legal fees there. Was your group the deal lead in this particular transaction?
Yes, absolutely. So this was an opportunity I nurtured for about 2 years and brought to the group when the entrepreneur or the founders actually had brought together enough to be ready for investment. And we had a number of reasons why we felt our group could do it. So one of our members who is chairman of the board, he has a lot of experience in managing retail businesses, and this is a fashion business doing augmented reality on women's stick-on nails. And we were very impressed with her market research, the founder, when she came forward. Her market research had identified the very narrow early adopter launch market of 13-year-old to 23-year-old women, if I remember correctly. There were 43 million of them. Now, to put that in perspective, that's nearly twice the population of Australia. So scale is what it's all about.
Yeah. When we were China, we heard that all the time too, that it's such a big population, I think it's either 1.2 to 1.5 billion now, and it's a rising middle class. People are spending money. They're technically proficient or becoming technically proficient, and it's a tremendous growth story for people who are getting there in there now.
But I did want to just finish the story because
Sure.
I think it's worthwhile. Another one of our members was the CEO of a multinational in China for 11 years, and he's still on the board there. So he goes back every 6 weeks. So when we set up this business or invested in this business, we understood that he would be willing to be part of the board and could provide that experienced expat local input and frequent contact, physical contact. And then we also have a friend, another angel investor we know very well, who's based in Asia and has been working throughout the region for quite a while. And he agreed to join the company as sort of the founder's nominee on the board. And he has very much a lot of in-country or in-region experience and can help advise her and coach her. So one of the reasons we led the deal and did the deal was we really had that angel effort, that intellectual capital to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of resources you have to draw upon, so that's an excellent indication of your management of the group and the group's resources, and certainly the resources you bring to that portfolio company. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I'll have to keep in contact about how that company is doing.